Hello, welcome. I'm just gonna preface really quickly by saying this is like a serious stream. This is not a bit. I'm not doing a funny elaborate bit. Genuine. Everyone keeps spamming the funny Garfield /RS /SRS/J shit. No, I'm being serious. Genuine serious stream. Because for people that don't know, because a lot of people do seem a little bit clueless. Not clueless, that sounds rude. People don't know about the situation, and that's completely fine. But to give people an idea of what happened, I yesterday did not go live. I instead went to Mizkif's house and went on Mizkif's stream. And Mizkif, being the man he is, obviously, because I'm on the Dream SMP, grilled me about the Dream situation that went down a few days ago. And I said what I thought, and a lot of people got very fucking upset. And that's not what I'm rubbed up the wrong way about, at all. People are allowed to be upset with me, that's fine. The thing that I'm really kind of irked about, and the reason I'm doing the stream, like the reason I'm here to like talk about it, is the like sheer level of misinformation that almost all the people who are mad are basing themselves being mad off of. I think that's the thing that really irks me. I don't like the idea that people are... I'm going to be very careful how I say this, because this is going to... I feel like I need to speak about another point before I say what I'm about to say. I think a lot of people are simply seeing what other people are saying, taking it at surface value, going, yeah, that sounds pretty bad to me, and just jumping on the bandwagon, equally getting mad. And you can sit there and say, I don't think you did anything wrong. And people can say, I think you did something wrong. That's not the problem. The problem is a lot of things are either taken out of context, completely misconstrued, or just straight up lies. There are some genuine just lies out there, which are also things I want to speak about. But I am going to just kind of run you guys through this. And if you are genuinely, completely clueless to this drama, you're welcome to come along for the ride, because at the end, I want to speak a little bit... Sorry, I'm a bit thirsty. On the kind of Twitter culture, because I think this, for me, really opened my eyes to some shit that really, really doesn't sit right with me, and I want to talk about it. So, first thing, the main post that caused all the problems was this. There was a Tumblr post, no clue who made it, don't really care. I'm not trying to send hate to anyone's fucking direction. I'm not mad at anyone, not even Mizkif. Not mad at anyone. Miz is ultimately uninformed and asked me questions that he thought were appropriate, some of which weren't. I'll get onto that. The point is, the original, I've not seen the original Tumblr post on Tumblr. I can't find it. I never used Tumblr in my life, so I haven't seen it. But I saw the screenshot, and this is the main thing that's been circling around on Twitter, so this is what I'm going to talk about. So obviously, there was an original post. Someone said, go, what did he say? They said, apparently, on Mizkif's stream, I said that I know I should talk about it being the sort of Dream situation with Dream in private, but he's going to say it anyway, and he thinks what Dream did is fucking stupid. Which is already a little bit off, but it's a rough sort of analogy of something I said. Didn't see his apology or whatever video, but thinks he's right anyway, which I don't really know where that comes from. But we'll carry on. Called what bitchy... Caseytron. They said, called what Caseytron does funny and peak Twitter comedy. And told Mizkif it's funny when he at stream with mean stuff to farm likes. And then there's a follow-up post, which this is the one that really irks me. This is the one that really, really irks me. Mizkif also made fun of Dream's fans and made fun of George Not Found's stream schedule. Then he said George's fans are all probably like 15-year-old girls, and Jack said he agreed. And people are saying that that's a misogynistic claim. Which I would like to... That's the one that really, really irks me. But we won't get to it yet. I'll start them in order. So, apparently, when asked about the Dream situation, which the situation in question was, Mizkif mentioned the video from, I believe, 2015 that Dream posted. The Bad Boy Halo. The Bad Boy Halo fucking cooking video, in which there was like a KKK, like MLG edit, right? That's the situation Miz brought up. And I said that I don't want to speak about it too much, because at the end of the day, I'm on a level with Dream where, and I do say in the stream that we're not close, which is true. Me and Dream are not close friends. Me and Dream are hardly on a level which I would consider friends. We are friendly, and I like the guy. We're acquaintances, but we're not very close. People seem to have this assumption, which is something I say to Miz, and something I'm happy to say, that everyone on the Dream SMP is really close. We're not. I'm happy and friendly around everyone, but we're not all close friends. I have no problem with Dream. This is not me saying I don't want to be Dream's friend. We just don't talk very much. That's all I'm trying to say. So, but despite that, me and Dream are on a level where I think I could turn to him privately and discuss my issues with things he's done privately. So I don't speak about them much, but I do say, objectively, making that edit was fucking stupid, which I stand by. I'm happy to say that publicly. In fact, as far as I'm aware, Dream has also said that publicly as well about his own actions. I don't think anyone, any sane person, is against that argument, that that was a stupid thing to do. The thing that people really get annoyed about, from what I can see, is the fact that I say he should apologize, but then I say I haven't seen the apology. This is where people don't really understand what I'm trying to say. I am simply saying, I did not see Dream's apology. It's very long, and I'm not involved enough in the drama to really go out my way to watch that. I'm sorry, it's just not something I'm interested enough in to... I'm not interested enough in the discourse. I think he did a bad thing, and I heard he apologized. Now, all I was saying was, all I saw... I said to Miz, I haven't seen the apology, so I can't really speak, but if he hasn't apologized, or if he doesn't sufficiently own up and apologize in the video, he should. And if he has, then he's done what he has to. Because Miz said... yeah, but it was a long time ago. Why can't we just move on? And I said, no, he definitely should apologize. I then say, I don't know if he did. I didn't see the video. If he did, great. If he didn't, he should. Then don't talk about it. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is another argument people made. And I agree. You know what? I completely agree with you. I wouldn't have spoken about it if I wasn't prompted. I wouldn't have gone on stream and went, this is what I think about the Dream situation. Because ultimately, I am uninformed. That's why when Miz asked, I made it aware to people watching that I was uninformed and that I think he should apologize. I don't know whether he did or not. I'm not saying he hasn't apologized and he should. That would be a lie. I don't know. Or it might be a lie. Again, I still don't know. I haven't watched the video. The point I'm trying to make is, I am saying, I do not know, but this is what I would do if I was him. He did apologize. That's fine. Then he did the right thing. I'm not sat here saying he didn't. This is the thing that I think a lot of people are very annoyed about. And then saying, oh, well, you shouldn't speak about it unless you're uninformed. I was asked a question, and I answered that question to the best of my knowledge. I did never at any point say, this is the objectively correct opinion, and I know full well what this situation is about. I made an effort to say I am partially uninformed to make people aware that they should take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. I'm not trying to slate Dream. I'm not trying to hate on him. I have no reason to hate on Dream. One thing that really pissed me off, which I don't really like, but we'll get into that in more detail, is the people being like, he made your career and you should be thankful. Who said I wasn't? Who said I... One, I think the notion that Dream made people's careers a little bit shitty. I'd say he provided me with the platform that I have, and I'm very grateful for that. The idea that he made people's career is impossible. No one has ever had a career made for them. That's not true. That doesn't happen. I'm not going to get into the semantics of that right now. But the thing that really annoys me is people don't spread hate about this guy that's done all this stuff for you. I wasn't spreading hate. I simply said what I thought about the situation and made it clear that I was uninformed so that no one can misconstrue my words as this is the objectively correct opinion. Again, all I'm saying. There was also this notion that apparently Dream deleted... There was a tweet he made saying oh, we're all friends on the SMP and what was the tweet? Let me try and find it. Hold on, sorry. Let me try and find this because there's a lot of people talking about it. Give me 2 seconds. Apologies. It was something along that Dream tweet. Let's have a look. The one that says, also, to all the stands of any Dream SMP creator, including myself, that hates on other Dream SMP creators, here's a list of all the people on the SMP we're all friends with. Take some notes. And Dream deleted that tweet. I don't know why. From what I can tell, I looked into this. He did that before I did the stream, so I don't think he's done that in response to what I'm saying. And even so, I'm not trying to spread any hate to Dream. I don't hate Dream. I'm saying he did a stupid thing when he was younger, and he should apologize for it if he hasn't. I don't know if he did. That's all I said. I'm now aware that he has done. In which case, all I'm saying is, yeah, he did a stupid thing when he was younger, but he's apologized. I don't think Dream's a bad person. And in fact, I say that on Mizkif's stream. I actively say, I don't hate him, and he's not a bad guy. But whatever. The Casey Tron thing I addressed on Miskiv's stream, but I'll say it really quickly. It's a very minor point. I think most people didn't really get mad about that, but it's worth addressing, I guess. I never said what Casey Tron does is funny. I said Casey Tron's persistence to her like sort of bit, if you want to call it that, is amusing. It's an amusing thing watching someone be so persistent with that bit. It doesn't mean I agree with what she's doing. It doesn't mean I find what she's doing actively funny. Just the persistence to the bit itself is amusing. That's it. It's a simple, very surface level comment. I wouldn't say at all that that's Casey Tron fucking support. Or I literally, I don't know much about Casey Tron. I just see her in replies and I think, wow, she's still at that. It's kind of a funny. Yeah, that's it. It's literally all it is. I don't know what I don't even really read what she says. I couldn't tell you a single Casey Tron tweet. I'm just saying, you know. Anyway. I told Miskiff it's funny when he at-stream with mean stuff to farm likes. I don't really know what that's talking about. I can't find... no one's ever posted a clip of me doing that, so I don't really know what that is. I don't recall doing that. You know. I don't really know what they're... I don't know what they're talking about. I'll be very honest. If someone can find me a clip, I'll address it, but I don't know what that is. Anyway, this is the one that really irked me, really grinds my gears. Is Miskiff also made fun of Dreams fans and made fun of George Not fans' stream schedule. That's also... I'm not going to sit here and God defend Miz all stream, because that's not what I'm here to do. But Miz didn't make fun of George's stream schedule. It's very obvious that he's saying, Lord Almighty, I wish I could stream that little and do just as well. George doesn't stream much. I'm very aware of it. In fact... the thing is, the reason I was completely comfortable with that joke is because that's a joke I would make to George's face. Because we are good friends, and I hang out with George frequently, and I would laugh at him for his lack of schedule. Like, I do that. As he would laugh at me for other things. Because we're friends, and we fucking joke around with each other. I don't really like, everyone started, like, defending George as if I'd went after him. I'm like, no, me and George are friends. And Miskiff made a comment that's completely... I mean, he doesn't stream often. That's fine. Miz is very fucking jealous, let me tell you. If he could stream that little and still do that well, we'd all... if any of us could stream that little and do that well, my lord, we'd all be that happy. It's not a fucking piss take. It's a fucking, like, well done, George, for being that good at what you do, that you can do that little and it's still successful. That is fine. Look at people like Internet Historian, who hasn't uploaded in a year. When he comes back, it's going to do fucking amazingly, because guy makes good content. I don't really understand that. But anyway, moving on from that. This is the part that people really got mad about. And the part that really pissed me off, because the claim that it was misogyny is wild. Then he said George's fans are all probably 15-year-old girls. And Jack said he agreed. Like, awesome. I love thinly veiled misogyny. I want to pull up the clips where this is mentioned. Because I have the clips where... all the clips where this was mentioned, right? I also have clips from earlier as well that we'll watch. But let me find the clips. Hold on. I have a few pulled up. Let's see. Okay, this is it. This is the first clip where we speak about the 15-year-old girls thing. Now, let's just... you know what? Let me just play it. Let me pause the music. Let me just play this. Okay.
I don't know, PG and it's you have a different audience. I mean, like, you have to cater to 15-year-old girls. You know what I mean? When,
yes,
you know, I'm catering to gambling addicts and, you know,
100%
depressed Pepes in my chat.
Yeah, no, that's real. Like, that's actually true.
Like, if I had to cater to your audience, would I be nicer? I don't know how I would do your job.
I don't think this is the crazy thing. Here's like the fun thing about it. I think some people just naturally fall into their audience. Like, I don't think I ever like made an effort. It's not like I set out and went, I definitely want my audience to be like mainly 15-year-old girls. That's not fucking...
yeah, that's not a good tweet.
No, it's not. It's not a conscious decision I made.
That's not a good tweet.
It's just the audience that were attracted to the content I made. You know?
What content do you make? Do you even stream anymore?
Yes. This is the problem. This is like...
it's all irrelevant from here. I am just speaking about my dad. I don't really get where the misogyny comes from. And there's another clip that I'll... you know what, let me play the other clip as well. Also, please don't spam your ages in chat to disprove my point that everyone's a 15-year-old girl. That's not what I said. And I'll get onto that in a second. But actually, no, wait, hold on. I don't want to fucking reveal who tweeted the clips. I don't want to fucking drag anyone's name into this. Where's the other clip? There's another one. Where's the other one? Oh, it's this one, I believe. I believe it's this one. This one. This clip has two parts, so we're going to break it. I'm going to watch this whole clip yet, because I want to address the back half of it later, but...
dude, George's community must be am I wrong on this? It's 15-year-olds that are girls that are just obsessed with him.
Yes.
This came after the prior conversation, by the way. This is what people are mad about. Now, that clip there, I will make a small apology and say that the 15-year-old girls that are obsessed with him, the obsessed with him comment is a little bit diminishing, and like... yeah, I can see how that, yeah, I understand how people could be a little bit upset about that. It definitely comes off a little bit diminishing. That's not what I meant by it. When I agreed with him, I'm just saying the main demographic, and I say this about myself as well, the main demographic of the content we make is predominantly female and predominantly in their teens around the sort of 15 mark. Now, if you do not fall into that category, that doesn't mean... I saw a bunch of memes like, me when I turned 16 and Jack Manifold revokes my George Not Found card. It's like, no, not at all. I'm saying on average. Like, on average, that's the kind of general Jack Manifold viewer, general George Not Found viewer. If I was just to grab one from the fucking millions of followers that he has, that's the most likely person I'm about to grab, right? It's like saying... This is like... This is the analogy I had for it. This is like me saying... The average person on Earth is a Chinese male. And then Jay Schlatt walks in this door right now and he goes, but I'm a white man from New York. Yes, you are still a human and that's still very valid. I'm saying on average, if you were just to pick one at random, the statistical likelihood is you would grab one of those. That is all I'm saying. I never once implied that that was a bad thing. And I never once laughed at 15-year-old girls for liking George's content or my own. It's my content. I would never laugh at you for enjoying it. The problem I really have is it definitely... I don't understand where people have grabbed the misogynistic element from. Maybe from the part when Miz is like, oh, it's all 15-year-old girls that are obsessed with him. Obviously, that sentence alone, yes, that's not true. But when the conversation, the context leading up to that is all about demographics, that's what we're saying. We're not saying that's actually fact. Like, we're not saying that's 100%, that's all of them. Simply saying, that's his demographic. That's all. Like, it's nothing deeper than that. Obsessed, I can kind of see where you're going about it. I'd say obsessed, in a stan culture sense, isn't necessarily wrong. I think a lot of people are very dedicated to the people they watch within stan communities. To a level that maybe obsessive holds negative connotations. But when I say yes, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying these are a lot of people, younger people that are very dedicated to his content. Obsessed maybe isn't the right word, but I apologize if I slipped up on the wording. That's all I can really say. I do not mean that in a misogynistic sense. I am very happy to have the audience I have. I often go on about it because in a YouTube sense, it's very rare, and I'm very happy that I've built this community because it's not something... As people kept linking me this one Wilbur clip where Wilbur's like, oh, young girls don't have anything they can watch that being made fun of. And the one thing I've always thought in my head is I am very proud of myself for creating a community where these young girls can go and they're accepted. And all of a sudden me acknowledging that has been twisted in he hates it and he's a misogynist, which is the exact opposite of what I feel. Like I've always sat there and been like, it's kind of weird and unique that I have this audience. It's very like Twitch prior to the Dream SMP had nowhere. That demographic on Twitch, that kind of LGBTQ young female audience was completely like almost zero in terms of what's the word I'm looking for? Like that was not a common audience to have at all. They barely existed on the platform, and we came and we populated and we gave that community a platform. We gave that community a place on this platform. That's something I'm proud of. And if people want to spin that as misogyny, that's insane. I ask you to look into yourself and say, why do you intrinsically hear me say 15-year-old girls and take that as diminishing and dismissive of the rest of the community? It definitely feels to me like you've heard me say, yeah, his audience are 15-year-old girls, and you've automatically assumed that that is me trying to dismiss and diminish them, which in and of itself is an internalized misogynistic thought. That's all I'm going to say. You have projected that onto me through your own beliefs, and it doesn't help the fucking claim that this community is very misogynistic, because it's a very large claim you see all the time. And it's very upsetting to see that this has been projected onto me, despite the fact that I've tried to foster a community that is the exact opposite. This one really pissed me off, because it was the fact that people were seeing this Tumblr post, not looking into it, because ultimately that's a lot of effort, and it's much easier to read a simple fucking Tumblr post. That's why TLDRs exist, right? I do not blame people. I'm guilty of reading TLDRs and just being like, yeah, I kind of am educated on the situation. But when it's a blatant lie, I'm not going to sit there and like just lay over and be like, I'm sorry, I'm a misogynist. I'm not. You're just a fucking liar. Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to Uno reverse card you right now and be like, you're the misogynist, but I encourage critical thinking. That's all I'm going to say. I think beyond that, I've addressed most points that people were pissed off about. I want to show a few clips before I move on to why the Twitter response has really, really irked me. Because it's confirmed a lot of very negative things about this community that I always defended them on. And it's very sad to see the community turn on me in this way. It's just disappointing, but I'll get into that. Let me just show you some clips. And kind of just like, these are clips for earlier points. I just want to watch them.
Yeah. So, chat, if you don't know, Dream 7 years ago.
This was me supposedly throwing my friend Dream under the bus and hating on him publicly and saying he did a terrible thing. This is what I said.
He like made like some KKK video.
He did. Well, no, that sounds like he like did like some initiation video. He made like a fucking MLG edit of the KKK, which is equally just as fucking stupid.
Bro,
Which I would, just to clear that up, I would say that about anyone who did that. My fucking aunt, my uncle, it could be someone I've never met before. Does not matter who you are. That is a stupid thing to do. And he did that. And I think to deny that he did that is stupid. And it does not set up a good precedent when you're allowing people to get away with those things without acknowledgement that it's a stupid act that he shouldn't have done.
Here's what
we move on.
7 years ago, who cares?
I could have just left it there. This is the thing. I think what's crazy is I feel like if I'd have left it there and agreed with this, yeah, who cares? People wouldn't have been as mad. And that's wrong. If people are willing just to go, who cares? That's fucked up. Like, that is wrong. That's why I didn't allow Miz to go, who cares? Let's move on. Because I don't agree with that. I don't think it's a who cares situation whatsoever. So I say this.
It's like, it's not a who cares thing, right? It's like, it's just like a... People grow. It's definitely fucking dumb, but just own up to it, apologize, move on.
Which I'm not saying Dream didn't do. I'm saying generally in a situation where people do stupid things, they should act that way. That wasn't me saying Dream needs to do this. I'm saying anyone who does a stupid thing in the past should do that. If I was to do a stupid thing in my past, or if something dumb from my past is ever dug up, which I don't remember. I don't think there's anything, but hey, if someone turns around and calls me out on something, I will hold my hands up and apologize, because that is what you should do. I say on Mrs. Stream, and I make a big point of this, and I'm not saying this about Dream, I'm saying this as a general point because I wanted to move the discussion away from just Dream. The thing is, I did not go on Miskiff's stream. I just mentioned we went come on stream. I didn't know we were going to go and discuss Dream. I didn't want to. I didn't want to discuss this situation. When put on the spot about it, of course I'm going to speak my mind and say what I think, because I think me avoiding the situation just looks like I'm blindly defending Dream over something that I don't defend him on. I don't think he should have done it. I'm happy with his apology. I'm happy that he did apologize. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it. It was very long. I apologize, but I haven't watched it yet. However, if he has apologized and people are happy with it, then I'm happy to say then that, yeah, he's probably done what he should have done. That's all I can say, though. I'm not educated fully on the situation, and I still am not. I never claimed to be. This is the problem.
Are you like one of with those Dream or the fans on Twitter that are like, Dream should be canceled and Dream's a horrible human? Do you think he's a horrible human being?
No, he like literally.
This was completely skimmed over by everyone, by the way.
He just apologized for it. Just I think I didn't see his fucking apology, so I'm not gonna comment on it much. But like, all I saw people saying is like, just own up to it. Which, hey, if he didn't do it, if he did, then he did it. I don't really.
That's exactly, and I still stand by that because I haven't seen the apology. If he did it, well done. If he didn't, do it. I don't see how this is wrong. This is the thing. I don't see how people are upset about that. It's like, this is the thing. I'm not one of the people affected, really. What Dream did, as much as I know it's objectively wrong, does not affect me as a white guy. Like, it doesn't. So I'm not the guy he has to apologize to. That's why I'm not that interested in the apology. As long as I can see that the people who are affected are willing to move on, or not, because they're well within their rights to not accept his apology. That's all it is. Miz kind of baited you. I don't think he did it on purpose. I think Miz just wanted to speak about drama on his stream because that's what he does. Miz, this is the thing I made sure I mentioned. Everyone who's on the Dream SMP is assumed to be very close to Dream, which isn't true, and I told Miz that. And I think that's why he kept asking me questions. He asked me some questions that I wish I'd shut down. In retrospect, oh shit, sorry, that was bad. Don't go to that fucking person's Twitter, love of God. I've been trying to avoid showing the fucking handles. Please don't go to anyone's Twitter and fucking spread shit. The last thing I want to do is spread hate. That's the whole point I'm trying to prove here, that I wasn't trying to do it yesterday either. It was this one. People were... This one... I will hold my hands up a little bit.
Damn. Yeah, because if
Just like
Wait, do you know what Dream looks like?
No.
Is that picture of him and like the bigger? Was that him?
How would I know?
I don't know.
How would
I really should have just been like, don't speak about his dogs. Really, realistically, I could have brought that up. It's kind of like, shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Not trying to, like, you shouldn't bring up someone's fucking dogs. But equally, I'm very aware that the internet's the internet, and people obviously have discussed it a bunch of times. This is the thing. I have been asked off stream all the fucking time, do you know what Dream looks like? Is that dog's real? You have no idea the amount people get asked that question if they know Dream. It's insane. And it's very annoying. And you know what? I should have just shut him down. That's my bad. Apologies. I was put on the spot, so I answered it as I fucking do. I don't know. Because I don't know. And it's the same answer I always give because I genuinely do not know what Dream looks like. I don't know anything about that dogs. If Dream says it isn't him, then he's, I was saying to Miz, I word it a bit weirdly.
I know.
I don't know.
Dream, right, this is the thing about Dream.
I say it as if that's that I don't like the way I word that. I make it sound like it's a Dream thing. Anyone in his position isn't going to tell me privately, Jack Manifold, hey dude, it is actually me. I said he's gonna say the exact same thing he's gonna say to his audience to me. Why ask me? That's what I was trying to say to him. Is why ask me? I won't know. He shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have acknowledged it. But I was put on the spot and I just said what I wanted to say, which is I don't know. I'm not gonna speak about it anymore because people are obviously saying you shouldn't speak about it. I am not going to, I don't know anything about the situation. It just shouldn't. He shouldn't have asked me and I shouldn't have answered, but I just kind of said, I don't know. Why would he tell me? Which in the moment, put on the spot, felt like the appropriate response. Realistically, I should have avoided it, but I kind of, a little part of me is like, if I avoid it, it sounds like I'm just going to mimic what Dream says, which Dream said it wasn't him. And I don't want to be the guy that goes, oh, I don't know, can we not speak about this? Because then I think a lot of people will see that as me avoiding the question because I actually know more, which I don't. And I don't want people having that. But, whatever. I want to move on from it because people don't like you speaking about it. And I completely understand, but I want to explain my fucking point of view. Where it's like, if I don't speak about it, I feel like people are going to assume I know something, which I don't. And I don't want people digging. I don't like people digging. But again, whatever. Someone said address your comment on speed. What did I say about speed? I said I felt bad for the guy. He blew up very quickly. And that must be very difficult for a kid his age. That's all. What did I say about speed? It's the first I've seen that mentioned. Very strange. He's misogynistic. I don't know much about speed. I'm not sat here commenting on speed. I'm just saying the concept of being a young kid blowing up on the internet is hard. I don't know. I don't know anything about him. You can say you don't like him. I'm not saying I support him either. I'm just saying the act of blowing up at a young age is very difficult. I've seen it happen. You know what I mean? It's just an objective comment. He can be really problematic. I don't know anything about speed. This is not a defense of him. That's very silly. That's very silly to assume I'm defending speed because I'm saying that. It's just me saying blowing up at a young age is very hard. I feel bad for the kid. That's a lot of stress. That's okay. But anyway, oh, this was funny. I wanted to move on to the oh, sorry, I clicked the button. Yeah, but we're not here to discuss speed. I don't know anything about speed. This is completely irrelevant to me. I've made my objective comment, and that's same as I'd say the same about Tommy. Just young people like Tubbo as well and Rambo just blowing up exponentially at a young age. Because I did it as well. I'm not very old, and I didn't blow up as hard as they did, and I know how hard it was on me. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just a difficult thing. I'm not. I'm gonna move on from that. Sorry, that one pissed me off a little bit. That people want to twist that into support for speed being whatever he is. That's very silly. Don't. The reach is really upsetting me. I think this is the thing. The Twitter response has annoyed me because it seems that people like reaching a lot. It's so the initial Tumblr post comes out, people get mad, and then when people start disproving the Tumblr post, people start reaching for anything to be mad about. Right now, I feel like people who now have had their points disproved are now reaching for the speed thing. It doesn't feel like, no, I never saw anyone mention that on Twitter, but now I've addressed everything else. It's okay, well, now I'm mad about this thing. If you want to be mad, just be mad. Just say you don't like me. That's fine. You don't have to. Don't make up lies. Here it is. Do not enjoy my character. Absolutely fine. Don't slander it. That's all I ask. That is all I ask. I'm not going to stand being slandered. I will stand for you not liking me. That's fine. You don't have to. I am not everyone's person. That is not who I strive to be. Just don't lie about me, please. That's all I ask of anyone on the internet. Just that's the thing that really pisses me off. You know. But anyway, is there anything else I want? The Twitter response. This is it. I really do not like the fact that I feel like reading through Twitter, it became more of a bandwagon and less of a people being actually upset about the things I said. Let me see that. Sorry, hold on. Your point about George's audience is straight up misogynistic. I'd really like to have someone explain that to me. I don't see it. I'm simply saying that that's his main demographic. I'm not saying it's his whole audience. The as much as I found these memes, you know, these memes were it's not. Yes, it is. It's also my main demographic. YouTube has analytics. We can see our main audience. Most people who watch us are female and the sort of 14 to sort of like early 20s range. Generally, I average it out through the people I've met and who come up to me and be like, I know you, Jack Manifold, roughly around 15. That is just the demographic. That is all I'm saying. Anyone who wants to imply that that's misogynistic, that I don't see that. That's misogyny. Explain that, please. Explain through the definition of misogyny, which is a prejudice towards women, how that is misogynistic. I would really like to know. Because, like, I think most people are saying it's not, but I keep saying just the odd person in chat, just like, it straight up is. And I'm like, what? I really don't understand. And this isn't even me just denying that it is. I just don't understand by that definition how you can take my words as misogynistic. Like, I just don't understand. I mean, if someone could actually explain it to me, hands down, I'll apologize, but I don't think anyone could. Don't play dumb. It's the way you said it. Like, having that kind of demographic is a bad thing. When did I ever say that? Where in those clips does my tone say that? Tone of the conversation was condescending sounding. I really don't believe it was. I really don't believe it was. Miskiff was just acknowledging that we have very different audiences. He was just saying, he was like making, I can't remember the exact comment he was making prior, so forgive me. But the main point, we were talking about the differences in our streaming experiences, and we placed that down to ultimately we appeal to different demographics, and then we name what those demographics were. His is an older male audience, mine is a younger female audience. That is as far as the conversation goes. You can argue that Miskiff's tone was maybe condescending. Maybe it was. I never took it that way, but I can't speak on his intent. However, my intent was not that, and to push that notion onto me is not only disappointing to see, but objectively wrong. It's disappointing to see. It's disappointing to see because it's a community that I've tried to foster, and then to acknowledge that they exist. Like, it's like I've tried to foster that community. Like, I didn't intentionally do it, but ever since I said on Miskiff's stream, I didn't set out with the goal of having that audience, that like 15-year-old female audience. But that is what I've ended up with, and I am happy with that. I'm happy that this is a place for those people to go. I've said that. And it's very disappointing to have that taken and span as Jack Manifold hates that demographic. That's very disappointing to see. It's very disappointing how, this is the thing I don't like about this community. It's incredibly fickle. A lot of these people that are tweeting are the same people that would tweet about me doing the bare minimum. And yet when I do something they don't like, they misconstrue everything I do and make it bad. And it's very upsetting to see. It was very upsetting. It was just not nice to have people turn. I think that's the thing I saw. It was like people that would sit there and be like, wow, Jack Manifold's completely unproblematic, and now just like, he's a misogynist. On no basis. And it's just disappointing. It's just a very disappointing thing to see. It reminds me that a lot of this community is built up off of this kind of peer pressure sort of community, it's like this sort of like circle jerk type of like mentality where agreeing with the popular take is the way to persist in the group. It's very upsetting. And it's a shame that it really pisses me off that people were saying that I was doing that with Miz. It's like, oh, as soon as he's with Miz, he changes. It's like, no, I just wouldn't have spoken about it without prompting. I was prompted by Miz and I spoke about it, and I didn't agree with what Dream did. And I would have said that on my own stream given I was prompted, but I wasn't. And it's annoying to see people like, oh, he turned on Dream and now he's like backstab. I'm like, no, I didn't. I would have said that to his face. I would have said that to anyone. Yeah, in the same breath, he's saying people turn around and basically go along with the circle jerk. And like, you can see a lot of the tweets aren't people like saying like, I'm actually disappointed. It's memes. Like, I kept seeing shit like Jack Manifold and Miskiff taking away my interest in George Not Found because I'm not 15. And then it'd be like a funny, like a video like this.
Give it to me now!
And like, you know what? Genuinely, if I had said that and you were posting that, I'd hold my hands up, apologize, and fucking laugh with you. Because that's a funny meme if it was based on any sort of reality, but it's sadly not. And that's the thing. Most of these people don't really know the scenario. They just see what people are saying and they jump to make a funny tweet about it because it gets them Twitter likes and followers. And that's what's sad to see. These people who are pretending to care about the issue of misogyny and fight for their sort of like right to enjoy something, which I never tried to infringe on, aren't really doing that. They're just kind of trying to gain Twitter clout is what I've seen a lot of the time. And it's very upsetting to see because I haven't done anything to warrant that response. And yet people are going to go and slander my name for Twitter clout. And that's very like, oh, thanks guys. Thanks. And everyone's like, oh, this community's been so loyal to him and now he backstabbed us. And I'm like, this really doesn't feel like the way around it is. This really feels like I just said something that you don't agree with. And now you're going to turn on me and be very cruel, which is, you know, definitely does feel like that way. Definitely feels like that. I am reading the chat, by the way. I'm very intrigued by what people have to say. I'm just kind of reading through chat. Cherry pick clips. The whole stream was so weird to watch. Is that... I can't tell if that's on my side or not, to be honest. I mean, I'd watch the whole stream with you now. I feel like I very consistently, I'm not defending anyone. I defend Dream when Miz says things I don't agree with, and I also go against Dream when Miz like the part where he's like, oh, let's just move on. I'm like, no, I don't think that's correct either. I just stay true to what my genuine opinion is. And the thing is, everyone's like, how are you going to call out Dream when you're with Miskiff, who's done all these things? The stream starts with me, like, calling out Miskiff on having Carson on stream, because I didn't agree with what he did there. Like I call him out. This is the crazy thing. I don't hate Miskiff. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he did a stupid thing. The exact same thing I said about Dream. You know, I said this is the thing. I've treated Miz and Dream with the exact same treatment, and yet somehow it's been spun that I have betrayed Dream for Miskiff for clout, which again also doesn't make much sense to me. As clearly the response to this has not clouted me up, you know. I feel like sitting there and blindly defending Dream would be the thing that that like Twitter would really get behind, but it wouldn't be true to myself, you know. I don't, again, it's a lot of arguments that really just disappointed me, I guess. Just disappointed me. I'm actually gonna look through some tweets right now, just quickly, just to see what people are saying. Hold on, I'm just like kind of looking through Twitter. Okay, most people are being nice. Thank you, Twitter. I appreciate it. I think a lot of people are kind of understanding my point. I just want to see if there's anyone still kind of with anything to say, like that, like kind of like I could speak about. No. Okay, just like some people. Yeah, okay, no. I'm giving it a look. It's mainly people saying like, this guy makes good points, and then a couple of people will be like, Jack Manifold, shut up. But unless you're making a point, like unless you're actually saying, hey, here's why I still don't agree with what you're saying after all you've said, then I don't care. No offense. I just don't know. What does someone say? But yeah. I don't know if there's much more to speak about. I don't want to drag this out longer than it has to. At all. I think that's very silly. You've been very thoughtful, except for the dismissal of the misogyny. It's not all bandwagon. You weren't misogynistic. Miz was with his obsessed comment, and it's hurtful that you're downplaying it when you just don't understand. I did acknowledge that. I acknowledged that Miz's obsessed term could have been worded better. I don't know if it's outright misogynistic. I can't speak on Miz's intent. I'm not downplaying it. I'm saying, and also, I'm simply saying the people who are claiming I'm misogynistic are like on a bandwagon. You can, this is not me defending Miz. Anytime, if I'm addressing Miz, I'll say I'm addressing Miz. You know what I mean? I'm simply saying that people who are saying I'm misogynistic are jumping on a bandwagon because, as I've kind of stated throughout the stream, what I've said, I don't believe has been. I appreciate you sending the fucking donut though. Like seriously, I appreciate people still explaining. If you are still mad, I actually would like to hear why. Genuinely. Sorry, I've got hiccups. I just drank a Dr. Pepper. Oh Lord. Whew. You know, like I genuinely would like to see why. You're only, but yeah. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and defend Miz. I think Miz did some things dumb. I think Miz not everything he said was out of pocket, just some things, you know. But I'm not here to like sit here and fucking throw Miz under the bus. I can't even remember. This is the thing. I've spent so much time kind of like naturally I'm gonna be more focused on what people are saying about me than Miz. So I'm not gonna speak on his side of things too much because honestly I'm kind of out of the loop. You know, I think that makes sense. I think most people will understand that sort of take. Sorry, I've got like a shit ton of fucking Twitter DMs from streams. I appreciate that. What's that? Honestly, Jack, you are completely correct. People are claiming to accuse you of doing stuff for almost no reason. There may be other things that I'm unaware of, but based on what you said, Conflower is completely understandable. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh. 15-year-olds are what give you a job, and yet you're a misogynist and stereotype them that they haven't been mocked for their interest enough. Okay. This is the thing. It's very frustrating that I keep seeing comments like that in the chat because I've explained why that isn't what I'm doing. It's like 15-year-olds are mostly your audience and you're making fun of them. It's like, no, you're agreeing with me. I also said 15-year-olds are most of my audience and they're giving me my career. You're agreeing with... If you are saying that, if you were on Twitter saying Jack Manifold is stupid because 15-year-olds gave him his career, then you aren't listening to me because I literally said that myself. These are the exact words. You are copying me, is what you're doing. I've literally said that word for word. It is true. It's also people saying like... I saw this comment that pissed me off. I was like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. I was like, what? One, I wouldn't say Dream is the hand that feeds me. The Dream was the guy who added me to the Dream SMP. Like, and I appreciate that a lot. He did a great thing for me. And I am forever thankful for that. And I've never said otherwise. However, if you are not allowed to criticize him, like I don't understand the notion that because he's done a good thing for me, I then can't criticize him. Some people are saying I should have done it in private. Yes, that's why I didn't go into depth on my thoughts and feelings about everything Dream's ever done. I simply Miz brought up the KKK edit, and I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I'm okay with that. Of course I'm not. But I think that's a perfectly normal public stance to take. Beyond that, other Dream controversies that are ongoing at the moment, I haven't spoke about. And I will not, because I would like to speak to Dream about them if I'm going to speak about them at all. Since, of course, I have my thoughts. Of course I have my thoughts. That's natural. Like, you know, Okay, here's another one. As a teen girl, I get shit for liking streamers enough. It is misogyny. You aren't misogynistic as a whole, but the comment was. But what about the comment is? This is what I'm trying to, like, get from people. I just said that 15-year-old girls are the majority of mine and George's audience. The obsessed word, I'll admit, when Miz said obsessed and I said yeah, it's not the best wording. It does come off a little bit diminishing, and I've apologized for that. It isn't what I meant. That, like, I will happily stand by and say that comes off a little bit diminishing, which of course, diminishing young girls for liking what they like is misogynistic. That wasn't what I was trying to do. I can definitely see how that came off, and I apologize for that use of wording. However, all I'm trying to say, which I've now explicitly expressed, is, you know, sorry, hold on, I need a drink. So the cough really made me lose my train of thought. Someone pointed out the donuts to me. There's a lot of donuts. Okay, let me read them. People who are mad about this, in my opinion, are capable of critical thinking. They can't 2D Jack chain because they're capable of you're a good man from that. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just someone voicing their opinion. The main thing I had an issue with was where he said, I know I should talk about this in Dream in private, but, and then proceeds to give your opinion before even talking to him about what happened. I understand your POV and everything else there. Yeah, but this is the thing. I then said, this is why I'm not going to talk about this much. All I said was a very surface level comment of, this was a dumb thing. I'm not sure if he apologized. If he hasn't, he should. And if that, like, I would speak about it in more depth with Dream. There's more to say. However, I think that sort of surface level comment isn't me betraying my friend's trust and like throwing him under the bus. I think it's a very normal, logical thing. Like, if you think I shouldn't have even said that much, that's fair enough. You're entitled to that opinion. I just think when asked about that situation, to say nothing at all is a bad look on me. It makes me look like I'm defending him inadvertently, which I don't want that to be the look, because I don't agree with what he did. So I said on a very surface level, just to get my base point across, this is it. That's all I said. And if you still think I shouldn't have said that, completely fair enough. You're entitled to be mad. I'm just saying that this is why I did it. You called your obsessed teenage girls comment finishing, and yet tried to turn it around and say that anyone calling you misogynistic and internalized misogyny, when the people calling you out are predominantly women. Your fans are also still going to hate... What? You called your obsessed teenage girls comment finishing? What? Not sure what that one's trying to get at. Again, I said the obsessed word was wrong, and I said it's a demographic thing. You tried to turn around and say anyone calling you misogynistic had internalized misogyny. I didn't say that. I said anyone who just hears the term 15-year-old girls and instantly assumes that that is something done to mock them, there's an internalized level of misogyny. But again, I think the main thing that really got mixed up in translation was the fact that neither you or Miz watched Stream's apology stream where he did exactly what you two say he should have done. So if you already talked about this, I joined late. That's okay. Again, as I said I haven't seen it. If he hasn't done this, he should. I left it up for debate. I said if he hasn't, because I don't know. So what I was saying is, if he has not done this thing, he should. If he has, he's done all he can do. Because I didn't know. And I made it clear I didn't know for that reason, you know? I thought the issue was Miz seemed to be condescending about George's and yours audience being 15-year-old girls, and you didn't counter him by saying there's nothing wrong with it, but your explanation here really helped. Again, I didn't get that vibe from him. Maybe I didn't get that vibe from him. To him, I think he just saw it as different. It is very different for Twitch. Him being like kind of an OG Twitch frog, that is a very different audience to have and very different to the world he lives in. I never took it as him being like, wow, that's like a weird thing. I took it as him being like, that's very different to my world. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know how to take it. Like, if you're annoyed at me for not calling him out, then I guess, but I just didn't see it that way. So I, obviously, without kind of having it seen that way, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. I don't think you, a cis-white male, should be explaining how you made your female audience feel about it. No, I don't. This is the thing. No, okay, I'm not gonna. That one's very silly. I don't like the. Again, I don't really like that notion that just because I am cis-white male that I can't discuss what people are saying about me. I'm going to explain my intent and say why I don't believe it's misogynistic. I don't think that invalidates what I'm saying at all. I think young women... I think a lot of people assume when men speak about young women, it's negative, and these people are already convinced you're a misogynist because of that. I don't think the demographic comment was misogynistic, though. It's a fact. Hi, Jack. I think what genuinely has happened is that women are so used to seeing the 15-year-old girls term be used in a sexist way, and you unfortunately got the brunt end of that when it wasn't you that made the misogynistic comment. I think that's true. I think a lot of people have been dismissed, or a lot of communities have been dismissed by going, oh, they're just a bunch of 15-year-old girls. That is totally true. That has happened. That's not what I'm trying to say. Acknowledging that the group is 15-year-old girls doesn't mean I'm dismissing them. People can not, I say can as in like they have done it, not as in they're entitled to do this. People have in the past definitely dismissed people on that basis, and that's wrong. I'm happy to stand here and say that's a wrong thing to do and wasn't what I was doing. But I can see that. God, there's a lot coming through now. Jesus Christ, I'm just reading. I'll pull out any of them that really jump out to me because we're getting a lot right now. Sorry, just a lot of reading. Oh my lord, there's so many. Sorry, I apologize. People are saying the Casey thing. People are just saying that Casey's been like genuinely a bit shitty to Dream, and me like downplaying it as a bit is like unfair because she's been like kind of bad, or just straight. People are saying it's straight harassment. I genuinely haven't seen the comments, so I don't know. And if Casey genuinely has been like more than just like again, I don't know much about the Casey situation, but if it looks like I've downplayed it, I apologize. I'm not trying to do that. I just don't know the situation. It's kind of a case of I shouldn't really mention it. I just kind of, it got brought up and I just kind of, yeah, silly of me to bring it up. What's this one? There's a lot of comments coming through. Sorry, there's like a lot of different opinions just all getting thrown in at once. I'm like trying to break it down. I encourage you to have a conversation with a woman that's been affected by this. I'd happily do it. I really would, because I really don't believe in the slightest that at least what I said was in any way negative. I'd be very interested in seeing how someone sees it that way. Because so far, I've still not seen anyone really say it. I've just kind of seen people saying, like, it felt dismissive. And I'm like, I feel like that's just an assumption, though. Like, you're assuming that I was dismissing. I never did. I feel like it's very, you know. What's that? Sorry. Oh. I think a lot of the same points are being rehashed now. Like a lot of the same points are being rehashed. I'm not trying to cut anyone off. There's just a lot of a lot. There was still paper on my straw. I'm seeing a lot of like the same points kind of rehashed. I think with the Casey thing, because I don't think I've addressed that much, because it's genuinely the one I know the least about. I haven't seen what she's ever said to Dream. I've just seen that she's consistently in his replies, and that's all I'm saying. Like, all I was saying was seeing her consistently there is amusing to me. I've never really read the replies. Maybe they're bad, and like I'm saying maybe because I genuinely don't know. Don't take this as me like kind of like trying to dismiss it. Maybe they are genuinely very bad and harassing, and if they are, she shouldn't do that. And I apologize forever suggesting that it is funny. I did not know. Again, I never read them. I just saw her in the comments a lot, and it's like, hey, look at this Dream tweet. How long till Casey Tron's here? You know, like that's the level kind of comment I'm making. But again, it's kind of like, I think people are reading into that one a little bit. But I totally understand why you would, though, with that one. So that's kind of my bad. Anyway. That's fine. That's fine. There's a lot of comments coming through right now. And I think it's... Oh, hold on. Can you post this on the VOD channel so I can rewatch? Maybe it's one of these things where it's like I might, but also I feel like the VOD channel, it's one of these. Maybe I will. I don't know. I kind of would like this. I think I'll just leave this VOD up on Twitch. I'm kind of in this position where I want to keep dragging attention to this. I think most people have made up their minds on the situation right now. I think after I've explained everything I've explained, if you are still mad at me, then you're probably just not happy with what I said, and that's completely fine. You are completely entitled to not like what I said. That's fine. Again, I'm not asking you to like me. I'm simply asking that people don't misconstrue or misrepresent what I said. I have done, I think, a very sufficient job of explaining what I said and what I meant by what I said. So at this point, if you still don't like it, that is fine. That is okay. However, if you have heard what I said and it's cleared anything up, or if you just on my side from the beginning, it doesn't really matter. I appreciate the support. You know what, I appreciate, even if you fucking came here to just like see what I said and you still aren't happy with me, I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate everyone coming out. I've got a lot of respect for people who are willing to listen to people on the opposite side. Jesus Christ, I got hiccups so bad. I have a lot of respect for people who are willing to listen to someone on the opposite side. A lot of respect. I think if you are someone who's genuinely mad at me and still mad at me, but you came all this way, that's very appreciated. Seriously, I appreciate you giving me your time to listen to what I have to say. I think it's very important for people to you know, kind of listen. Echo chambers are bad. That's basically what I'm saying. Echo chambers are bad, and I don't think you should sit there and just kind of listen to everyone on the same side as you. I think you should listen to the other side as well. You know, I appreciate you coming out here to listen. A lot of people are gonna do the bit now. It's like, why don't you listen to Dreams thing? But the thing is, I wasn't one of the people that was upset by Dreams thing. I think that's the difference. Like, I'm not one of the people that, like, I don't expect people who weren't affected, like, aren't upset about the situation to be here on this stream. The same way I wasn't on Dreams, because it wasn't something that particularly actively upset me. Again, it was something that affected a different community. I wasn't affected by it. You know, like, I think people could still, like, without looking at the stream, just kind of hear what was said and whatever. I'm gonna run around in language circles. I'm getting a little bit. I realize I'm gonna run. I'm usually quite to the point with my words. I realize my words are kind of running around in circles now, since I think I've covered all the same points. I think I'm just kind of going over myself now. But yeah. But no, I appreciate you all coming out. That's all I want to say. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I saw something in chat. But yeah, no, I think I'll call it here. I think everything that needed addressing has been addressed. I think, you know, Paramy, thank you for the 15 gifted subs. Appreciate it. I'm not going to sit here and thank a bunch of subs. It feels like kind of like, I'm going to sell out on the fucking apology stream because it got a lot of views. I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to call it, say, I kind of said everything I need to say. You know, yeah, I'm kind of like happy to move on here. I think, you know, I think I've kind of cleared up everything I want to clear up. And apologize for the little bit things I want to apologize for. But overall, I think everything's pretty clear now. Hey, I appreciate you coming out. If you want to come back, I'd appreciate that as well. Seriously, it means a lot that people would still come to the streams. The fact that there are still people supporting me, it means a lot. Since I know this community has a tendency to, you know, it's kind of like, it's like the whole DNI list sort of thing where people like fall themselves on this list and then they become the person you shouldn't watch. I appreciate anyone who's willing to, if you aren't yourself upset by what I'm doing and you're sticking around, I appreciate that individuality and I'm glad you're here. But yeah, thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. I think I've said everything I want to say. I'm kind of just lingering now because I'm just kind of in this like rambly mood. I apologize. My brain kind of jumps around at times like these. So I apologize if I'm getting less and less concise with what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming out. And I hope to see you on the next stream. And I appreciate you listening to me. That's all I want to say. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.